After stunning new allegations, Terry Horman's world appears to be crashing down around her. Has she been carrying on a torrid secret affair while her little stepson Kyron is missing? Terry has been the sole focus of this investigation. Now she's facing explosive new allegations from her estranged husband, Kane. Kyron vanished almost a month and a half ago on June 4th. His dad, Kane, claims just weeks later, his wife, Terry, began an affair with this man, Kane's high school friend, Michael Cook. She reportedly sent him hundreds of sext messages and several photos of herself purportedly engaged in graphic sexual activity. Michael Cook acknowledges, quote, inappropriate communication with Terry, but this guy denies having sex with her. Here he is before the allegations were made public.
It's only reasonable to assume that people would speculate and become suspicious of Terry, but it doesn't mean that she had anything to do with it.
Kane is also accusing Terry of trying to abduct their 20-month-old daughter. Now, this is the very same woman who allegedly tried to hire a hitman to kill her husband. Kane and Kyron's biological mom and dad both say Terry was involved in little Kyron's disappearance, but police have not named Terry a suspect. Let me repeat that. They have not named Terry a suspect. Will these new bombshells finally cause Terry to crack? Give me a holler. What's your theory on this crazy case? 1-877-JVN says. That's 1-877-586-7297. Straight out to my fantastic expert panel. But first to KATU reporter Dan Tilkin, who is following this whole drama in Portland. Dan, you've actually come face to face with Terry the stepmom. What is the very latest?
Well, the very latest is coming out of the Multnomah County Court, where the two lawyers, two sides in this, came together to talk about this latest contempt hearing. And we've learned that Terry Horman is now asking for money to be paid by Kane Horman before she will move out of her house. Kane Horman is saying, I'm not going to give you anything unless you start talking. That is the very latest. Has just come out of court just this afternoon.
That is a true stunner. Oh, my God. Mike Brooks, I got to go to you. That's every time I think I've been completely shocked in this case, something even more shocking comes up. She is demanding money before she leaves her marital home.
What's she asking money for? She's not asking for child support because she doesn't have any of the children.
She has
no standing at all to be asking for any kind of monetary compensation. For what?
Let's go back to this Michael Cook. Okay, we know he went to high school with Kyron's dad, Kane. And we also know this Michael Cook helped organize the first vigil for Kyron. He and Terry, this is important, he and Terry reportedly did not meet until after the boy vanished. Check this out.
Saw Kyron's shirts. It makes sense that people would speculate that the public would speculate, that the media would speculate, but I mean, Terry's a mom. These are my friends and they're community members that are missing their child, and that's really all that matters right now.
We've reached out to Michael Cook repeatedly, have not heard back. Police say Terry's, quote, sexual overtures to Michael were similar to those she made to a landscaper she allegedly tried to hire to kill her husband. Again, Michael admits to inappropriate communication with Terry, but denies they had sex. I gotta go to Michelle Sagona. You've actually interviewed and talked to Michael Cook. What do you make of this guy? I think the best thing going for him is that he did not meet her until after the child disappeared. So he may have been sucked in by her because he felt sorry for her, but it doesn't sound like he had anything to do at all with this child's disappearance.
No, you're exactly right, Jane. And from what Michael told me, we had played a little bit of phone tag, and then I finally was able to sit down and have a conversation with him over the phone on July the 5th. And he said that he and Kane connected, and he connected with Kane's family, along with a few other high school friends after Kyron went missing. They had wanted to get together prior to that for about 8 or 9 months, but then as soon, the schedules just weren't connecting. But as soon as Kyron went missing, everyone pulled together, and that's when, a lot of the community events were organized and things of that nature. He really started getting out there to put the word out about Kyron. Today on Michael's Facebook page, he still has a picture up of Kyron as his profile picture, and he's still a friend of Kyron Horman's on Facebook.
So, Pat Brown, let me ask you, do you think that this man, Michael Cook, got sucked in by somebody who might have said, hey, I'm being framed, can you believe what's happening to me? And just out of sympathy, might have gotten involved with her, and maybe she needed a shoulder to cry on. He provided it. One thing led to another?
Well, one could say that, but what kind of friend is Michael to Kane? I mean, this is supposed to be his friend is Kane, and yet he goes in there and has a sexual thing with his wife. And what kind of guy is he? If he thinks that she's innocent, why is he helping her make an idiot of herself and making herself look worse to the public and worse to the police by showing absolutely no interest in Kyron's disappearance because she's so busy sexting him? So I think he isn't anybody's friend.
Now,
well,
Dan
also,
Tilken, go ahead, Michelle.
Oh, I was just going to say, Jane, allegedly, when she was served that particular restraining order and the rest of the paperwork, he went over there, and that's when it says, according to the court paper documents, that he took pictures of the court order, of that sealed restraining order. And so that's a big player in this, and that's really why Terry could be in a lot of trouble, is for sharing that information with an outside party.
All right, Darren Kivanovic, criminal defense attorney. So if it's true that she shows him the sealed restraining order and he photographs and Google Maps the address where Kane has fled to with their baby daughter, could he face any legal repercussions, Michael Cook?
Yeah, it's probably going to be more focused on her, and I hope I'm able to earn back my nickname of the voice of reason on this. I've got to take a step back from all of this. I know, just give me a chance, Jane. I really am concerned about this because we're talking about these allegations that she perhaps tried to hire a hitman and that she has something to do with this disappearance. We don't have any evidence of this. And of course, she's already been tried and convicted in the court of public opinion. But as I'm taking all of this in, I've got to feel like if they really had the goods, we wouldn't be talking about this now, looking at her walking around as a free woman. We'd be looking at her behind bars. So something's amiss here. It just isn't feeling right to me.
Well, Dan Tilken, you, as a reporter, an intrepid one at that, confronted Terry Horman in a parking garage, and she refused to answer your question. So let's listen to part of that confrontation.
Do you know where Kyron is?
Hey.
Terry, do you know where Kyron is? Look, Desiree and your husband are saying that you know where Kyron is. Do you know? Can you tell the world something? Can you please tell the world something?
Dan, good work there.
Short
Pat
of
on
a
the back.
stalker.
You deserve it. Well, what do you make of the encounter you had with her? What do you think about the way in which Terry reacted to you?
Well, it's frustrating because she doesn't give us an answer either way, positive or negative. If, as your people have saying, that people believe that she is, the suspect here, say you are or say you are not. We're trying to get some answer from her one way or the other. Instead, we got silence, and she turned and walked away. I've tried emailing her. I have about 4 different email addresses for her. I've been trying to email her for the last few weeks. We've been trying to call her, and absolutely nothing. We've been camping at the bottom of her house, giving her a chance to speak and tell her side of the story. And so far, there's been absolutely nothing coming out of her or out of her camp. And now she's got...
All right.
Jane, it sounds like at least her defense attorney is doing his job now by not letting his client run off at the keyboard, if you will.
Yeah.
He's doing the right thing. Don't say a word, period.
That's not what
All right, listen, on the other side of this, I'm going to talk to a buddy of mine, Victoria Taft. She's the host of the Victoria Taft Show in Portland, and she is taking it all in, and she's going to tell us how the people of Portland are reacting to this really bizarre story that has really captured the nation, indeed the world's attention. Everyone stay right where you are. Was this...
Now, I wonder how, apparently it's legal for a reporter to camp out on her... near her property and to follow her wherever she goes and to phone her and to send her email addresses. Now, if that was a regular Joe Schmo who is having a issue with his spouse or girlfriend or boyfriend or however, that would be considered stalking. But it's okay for the reporter to do that and get a good job.